Okay, my name is Andrea Williams, and I'm going to discuss with you today the idea or the concept of social anxiety disorder. I will refer to social anxiety disorder from this point on as SAD. It's a little easier to say, and it honestly fits with the disorder. People who suffer from social anxiety disorder have an illogical or irrational fear of what other people think of them. They feel like they are continuously under the scrutinizing eye of everyone around them. They feel like everything they do may be judged, will be judged, in fact. Performance situations produce a lot of anxiety. They tend to raise our heartbeats. They tend to cause the flushed feeling. The physiological symptoms are easier to notice than the psychological symptoms, because the psychological symptoms are all in your head. It's a battle of what someone's thinking and how I'm going to interact with this, how I'm going to interpret that, and generally the interpretation is a negative one. I actually suffer from a moderate case of social anxiety disorder, and it doesn't keep me from walking into a classroom, meeting new friends, speaking when I know the answer. However, it does keep me from things such as this: performances, speeches, presentations that are due in class, anything that would cause me to be the center of attention in direct view of more than 2 or 3 people, to be perfectly honest with you. I have a mild case of it. That's the biggest disruption in my life, is the anxiety of worrying about whether or not I've got something due and actually finding the courage to do the assignment so that I can actually give the presentation. Other people suffer from this disorder in a very severe way. They are unable to participate in any social function. They opt for positions as far as their career choices that allow them to work from home. They use a delivery pharmacy. They order their groceries online. They try their best to never leave their home so that they do not have to interact with other people. And it's saddening that there are people that fear what the world thinks of them to the degree that they can't interact with the world. Like I said before, this is an illogical fear. It's not based on any rationale. If it were, it could be easily undone. It is something that people suffer usually in silence, because this is a fairly, I wouldn't say new disorder, but it's not very well researched. There's not a lot of research done on it. There are not a lot of specialists. People go years actually with the disorder not being diagnosed, being labeled introverted, being labeled shyness. Shyness is a temperament. You can overcome shyness with a bit of encouragement. It actually takes therapy and full engagement on your part and your therapist's part to break free from this chains of solitude and loneliness, because you fear being around everyone, because you fear being where everyone else is at. You tend to recluse yourself. You tend to hide out. You tend to do things, go shopping. Maybe if you do leave the house at midnight because there are less people in the grocery store, you tend to take online classes instead of on-campus classes. There are so many things in the world that you hide from, and it is sad that it can be so crippling. There are several physiological symptoms that accompany this, and those are the ones that are easier to see. The rapid speak cycle, the accelerated heart rate, the blushing, the sweating, the repeating yourself, the ums will get you. The prevention and functioning as effectively as you're capable of functioning, because you're fearful of what people are going to say about your contribution or what it is that you've done, what it is that you've contributed. There are several emotions that are attached to the disorder: loneliness, fear, depression, like I said, sadness. You overly scrutinize yourself in every action that you make, and you think that the world is looking at you with the same scrutiny. You think that the world is judging you the same way you're judging yourself. Fortunately for us, the world does not judge us the way we judge ourselves. Unfortunately for us, we are unaware of that. We do not know that the world's not judging us. We're so scared that they are. We're not able to take the time to realize that they're not. Excuse me. There are other emotions that one may experience. There are the physiological symptoms that I've mentioned. There are also things that we don't get to interact with because of the social anxiety disorder. The raising your hand to volunteer for a position that you really would like to try, and you really think you might be good at, but you don't try it anyways because you're scared that someone else thinks you're not going to be good enough for it. We have a misguided self-worth. We are not able to view ourselves the way reality views us. We're not able to form trusting relationships because if you compliment me, there's no way that you could be telling the truth. There's no way that you could like me or think the positive things you've just said to me whenever you meet me or whenever you've gotten to know me even. At this point, I tend to think something may be wrong with you because you think so highly of me, or either you're lying. And it's sad that this is what we suffer through. I will, however, say that there is hope. There are quizzes online you could take on founded psychological sites. You could go actually into your therapist's office, find a therapist. There are a few that specialize in this disorder specifically, but there are many that specialize in anxiety. You can seek help if this video or any other list of symptoms that has explained this disorder to you raises red flags that, hey, I may suffer from this. There's help for you. I advise that you reach out, get online, search for the person that can help because there is relief from this. I myself am undergoing a little help to try to beat it, and I've not beat it, but I do know that beating it is in my future. And I hope that this gives you a better understanding of what social anxiety disorder is and the fears that accompany it and the restrictions that it plagues my life with and others like me. Thank you.